Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dragonthorn Art channel. I am Phoebe. I was going to film a Inktober sketchbook tour, but I'm having some technological issues, so I thought I'd just go for a short video this week. This is my very first sketchbook that I filled. Now, you will note that it is rather thin. This was the stage where I used to tear pages out. I also only fill one side of the page in this one. Nowadays, I fill as much of the sketchbook as I can, and I don't tear out pages, no matter how much I might hate the artwork. But this was from October 2019 to June 2020, as we can see there. Very first sketchbook that I filled. And as you can see, we start with a drawing of Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia. I think it was September 2019 when I got into My Hero Academia, and Shoto became one of my favourite characters almost immediately, as most of the fandom also agree with that. But I loved this quote from when they're fighting Stain in the alley, and he's trying to persuade Ida to fight back, and I just had to draw him, and I love how it turned out at the time. I feel like I could do a better job than this these days, but for the time, it was absolutely brilliant, and I'm very proud of it still now. So these were shield designs. These next three were all shield designs for a sort of fictional universe that I was sort of planning with my friends. It was a How to Train Your Dragon sort of self-insert universe. So this was my shield, which was Thorn's shield. This is a tooth from a Grim Gnasher dragon, which they shoot their teeth to attack instead of breathing fire. And the main colours for Thorn were purple and grey, so I went for a purple. This was the only purple I had at the time, so it was quite bright, but yeah. I love this tooth design. I try to use it in my daily life, even now. I love how it turned out. This was my friend whose character was called Destiny, and her colours were red and black. Timberjack was her dragon, and yeah. I went for a geometric design, which I think suited her character kind of, even though her character's more chaotic than... But it's like the contrast type thing. And I really like how that one turned out as well. This last one was... my friend's character went by Arya, and she had a deadly nada. So I decided to try and do like a nada spine on a sort of a simple light blue and silver thing, which is sort of coincides with the colour of her dragon. So yeah, those were three shield designs. I really enjoyed doing them. I feel like I should probably try and do some more up-to-date things for those characters. So this was the first week of a drawing challenge, I think from Pure Art Collab, and it was Pokemon themed. So the first week, week 1, 21st of the 11th, so 2019. And this is obviously Litten, one of, if not my favourite starter Pokemon in the entire series, in the entire franchise. I absolutely love Litten. And Torracat I loved. Wasn't a big fan of Incineroar, but, you know, you can't like all of them, can you? The next week was Grass type, and I had to draw Leafeon. Leafeon's possibly one of my favourite, it's definitely my favourite evolution. Might be one of my favourite Pokemon. Definitely always makes my team, even though it's not exactly powerful Pokemon. I love Leafeon for some reason, and I always feel attached to it. And the third week was Water type, so I tried to do a Suicune. I did this bit kind of like off kilter a bit, so it's not exactly as good as it could have been, but I still love how it turned out. Like this was, like I say, it's 2019 this. So that would be, we're in 2026 now. So that's 7 years ago, which, you know, I've made a lot of progress since then. It's kind of nice to see these because, like, I can see now, like, all these little imperfections and how I could have improved the technique, but seeing the progress that I've made in certain aspects is just, it's really satisfying. So the last week you could choose your type, so I decided I'd go for Vulpix. And I went for its normal form, and it's a Alolan form. Because its standard form is a fire type, but its Alolan form is an ice type. And I love both versions of both Vulpix and its evolution Ninetales, and I love how this turned out. It's very sweet. I then did, so this was from the 4th of December 2019, and I like this, so this is a concept that I really want to try and get a good version of this, basically. So it's the idea that all of the 4 elements come in a teardrop shape in some form. So obviously, like, clouds can sort of make a teardrop shape. Flames, if you think about it, you can have a flame that's shaped like that. Leaves, obviously, are teardrop-ish, and water is self-explanatory. I really want to do a version of this at some point that fits my ideals for it. But yeah, this was the original sort of design, and I love it even now. This person knows just, I've got some personal pieces in here and I don't exactly want to show all of them, so we'll skip that page. This is another of Shoto Todoroki. This was an idea that I had, I think I saw it on a Pinterest post or something. So this is from the 11th of June 2020. And it was something about a fish, like a masquerade mask. So I wanted to do like a mask on Shoto. It's not as good as it could have been, but I still like it nonetheless, and I think I did his face quite well, to be honest. This is another, you could tell I was thoroughly in my Hero Academia obsession at this point. This is Shoto during the sports festival, when he's sort of, what's the word? Discovers his fire, basically. Decides he's going to use it for himself and not think of it as his father's weapon, basically. And I still love how this turned out even now. Absolutely brilliant. I love the jettiness of the ice as well. Yeah, I love fire and ice as a concept anyway, and Shoto Todoroki is an example of it done brilliantly. This one is just some random circles. I have a circle template ruler thing, and I obviously just went a bit nuts. I like the page though, even though it's just random circles, because it's time that I spent drawing. It was probably a really relaxing activity for me at the time, and I absolutely loved it. This is another drawing of Shoto Todoroki. So this one's from the 15th of June. This is based on the manga panel, when Class A and Class B do like a training thing together, and they separate off into groups and they come up against each other, and Shoto sort of uses his fire to such an extent that he breaks the cameras. It's absolutely amazing, and I loved this panel and was like, I need to recreate it, and I love how I managed it. Like, his teeth are perfect, and I love how I've done all the little scars and scrapes and bruises and everything, and yeah, it's one of the things that made me want to do like a comic type thing, but I'm not that good at recreating something exactly multiple times. Oh, this was, so I did a picture for my grand's birthday once. I think it was a birthday. If it was June, it would have been, no, it was her birthday, and I did this in advance, basically. And so she passed away earlier this month on the 4th of May. And I did this for her. I found the picture. I did, but we've got rid of it since. But I did this owl on a canvas, and it was surrounded by like feathers that I'd found on the ground, and like a foresty scene and stuff. And yeah, so that's really sweet to see, actually. And here's a coloured version of that panel from earlier, which, I mean, it looks okay. I kind of preferred the pencil version that I did, though. And of course, here we have this is the final piece in this book, and it's when Endeavour gets his scarf from Darby and from the Nomu, and Shoto goes, "That's a nasty scar you've got there," and then it just cuts to him with, like, focused on his scar with him slurping noodles, and then his brother's doing the same. It's absolutely brilliant, and I love how this turned out as well. So yeah, that was my very first sketchbook that I filled. Alright, I tore pages out, but I was so proud of myself when I finished. This by the way, is a Pink Pig sketchbook. You can get them pretty cheap. I don't use these sketchbooks nowadays. I prefer, like, I use the Ohuhu sketchbooks and Kansen graduate manga books, but these Pink Pig ones, I still recommend. They're absolutely brilliant. They're a company from Yorkshire, I believe, and absolutely brilliant sketchbooks. I think they're 140 or 150 GSM paper, and yeah, I've never had a problem with them, although if you're using ink, can bleed through quite easily. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this sketchbook tour. Please like and subscribe and comment what your favourite piece was. I'm also on Instagram and DeviantArt where I'm more active, and I have a Redbubble shop, Dragonthorn-Art, if you're interested. I've got some new designs coming up. I've put some bookish designs up recently, and I have some Pride designs going up very soon. So I'd love it if you could check it out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!